What's up, movie maniacs, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today is going to be a quickie movie haul, but specifically on my Kino sale that I did. It's got to be months ago now, and I just forgot it was just sitting over here, so I figured why in the hell not do a video and showcase what I picked up on the last Kino Lorber movie sale. So let's just dive in and see what it is, because I've actually forgotten. So let's check it out. First up is a fantastic, I guess it's when animals attack or creatures or something like that, but this one has to do with tarantulas, the deadly cargo, the deadliest of cargo. But yeah, I watched this one probably right after I picked it up. First time watch for me. It was really fun. A lot of interesting characters, interesting scenario. It's very weird scenario, but it's insane. It's not as insane as Day of the Animals, like that's the benchmark for crazy when animal attacks films, but just the premise is weird in general, and the fact that these tarantulas are just taking out so many people in this town. I mean, just a brief summary is a cargo truck from the Congo or something like that crash lands in a small rural farm town, and inside of it there was some tarantulas stowing away, and they're really deadly, and they just take out this town. It's very weird but fun, like I said. And yeah, I'm just really glad that I picked it up and checked it out. We got the same inside. But really cool film, fun, great characters. The only thing I didn't like is that Tom Atkins is in it, and he is only in the beginning part. So shame on you, movie, for not using him for the full film. It would have been amazing if he was the main character. But great movie, fun. I want to say it's almost like a made-for-TV movie. It has that kind of feel to it. But enjoyable stuff. First time in the collection, never owned it prior. And like I said, first time watch, so really enjoyed it. But up next is another creature, animal. It's all insects, I think. These are the insects. So I have 3 movies that are insect attack movies, and I actually watched them pretty much back to back. Last month, I think I was down at the cottage, and I just was churning them out all day down there. But the next one is Terror Out of the Sky with Killer Bees. And yeah, this one's pretty much, I think I like this one a little bit more than the Tarantula's Deadly Cargo. It was just a lot more character driven on just a few characters. So it's pretty much just a scientist, another a male scientist, and then a female scientist whose boyfriend, or estranged boyfriend, because they're not together but they still care about each other, he comes into the picture too. And it's just fun. Who's the guy that plays the boyfriend? Don Haggerty, who's from The Times of Grizzly Adams, but he's also in a ridiculous Christmas horror movie called Elves. And if you haven't seen it, check it out, especially with a group of friends, and just laugh your ass off. But yeah, he's in this movie, and the other 2 I'm not too familiar with, but they do a great job, and it's just a really interesting concept. It's almost like I think it might be a sequel to something. It's the follow-up to The Savage Bees, which I've never seen, but it's pretty much this character's like having fears that the bees are going to come back, the killer bees are going to come back, and then they eventually do come back, but they discover it too late, and then the killer bees are shipped out in these different colonies that are sent around. I don't know if it's the world or the United States, but they have to track down the specific one that they know is contaminated with a killer bee. And it's like a mystery, but then they finally find it, and then the whole town goes ape shit because they're trying to survive the killer bees, and just kind of goes down that way. But it's really fun, entertaining. Like I said, I think these might be all made-for-TV movies because they have that feel. But really fun stuff. And there's the 3 characters right there that are kind of the main people pushing the story along. But fun film. And first time in the collection, and first time watch. Just like this next one here, another first time watch. But very, very entertaining. The movie is It's, and I don't know if that's the subtitle for it. It happened at Lakewood Manor. But very, very fun. I think out of all three of these insect attack films, I think Ants is my favorite of them. It's all centered around a, like it says, Lakewood Manor, a lodge, kind of. I think it's ski lodge, but it's not ski time. It's at this moment. It's just an outdoor lodge. But these ants are disturbed by construction that's going on in the area, and they pretty much just start killing people. And I think it actually kills children first. Well, construction crew member first, and then actually takes out kids, and it just escalates from there. And it's got the same kind of feel as like a Jaws, because this is like a Jaws ripoff almost. There's a big festival coming up, or not even a festival, it's just that they're trying to sell the manor to a new buyer, and they want to make sure everything's going good. But these ants are kind of a mystery. Nobody knows why people are dying off, but they're trying to keep it under wraps. And there's just, it's a weird kind of combination of that Jaws theme of not wanting to shut down the manor, or shut down the event or place kind of thing. But it's really cool. A lot of great characters in it. One of my favorite characters is what's-her-face George. I always forget her first name. Linda Day George of Pieces fame. One of the best lines ever. Bastards. From that movie. And Christopher George's wife, I believe. And I love it whenever they're both in a movie. But she steals her scenes in this one. Does a really great job. And just everyone's really cool in this film. Trying to survive. Funny stuff. There's some shady characters who are kind of entertaining. But yeah, the whole experience is really, really enjoyable. And like I said, it is one of my favorites of the three here of the insect attack films. And good stuff. First time in the collection, as all of those. But next up is a very different film. Exploitation kind of women in prison film. But also some action and adventure. Good old 70s stuff. But it is Savage Sisters, and I know jack shit about this one. I just saw little bits and pieces of like trailers, maybe saw a review or two, and was kind of like, yeah, this seems like it's going to be a fun, entertaining film. And the poster art, I mean, alone is just badass. Like, that would be awesome to have that somewhere displayed. But looks like it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I think they escape from a all-women's prison. I believe it's on an island. But pretty cool cast too as well. It's got Sid Haig of House of a Thousand Corpses fame, all those other Rob Zombie flicks, Devil's Rejects, and just countless of 70s films. It also has John Ashley, who is in tons and tons of kind of Philippine shot B-movies. Really, I have a lot of his films. But yeah, for those two alone and just the concept and just being at 70s, I was down from the start. And really looking forward to checking it out for myself and seeing what it's all about. But yeah, don't really have much more to say or info to give on this one, but just really anticipating a fun film. That is Savage Sisters. And first time in the collection, as I think most of these are. But up next is a double feature of a series of films that I've never really watched before, even the ones that starred Christopher Lee. I just haven't jumped into that, even though I believe I own all of them, just haven't had time. But it is the mysterious Dr. Fu Manchu and the return of Dr. Fu Manchu. And like I said, Christopher Lee is probably mostly famous for bringing the character to life in more modern times. But these are the old black and white ones from, I believe it is 1929 and 1930. But I wanted to see kind of the origin of this character on film, or one of the origins of him. And this looks like it's pretty interesting. But like I said in the Savage Sisters, I do not know much about this one. just that the kind of more history of the character on film. So really looking forward to checking these ones out. Recently I've been on a pretty big 20s and 30s cinema kick, so I watched a whole bunch of stuff like that Lon Chaney Jr. Mysteries, Inner Sanctum Mysteries. Watched that whole set of 6 films in pretty much 2 or 3 days. So once it gets kind of cold and winter out, I kind of get back into those old black and white films. Especially right now, we just got hit with a big storm. Sucks. I hate this area. I want to be in tropical locations. I'm not made for this. But yep, this one looks interesting. Fu Manchu. Both double features. Looks really cool. And looking forward to checking them out. First time in the collection for those films. But let's move it on to a fun looking animated film from the 70s, I believe, 74. I watched the first movie of this on Amazon Prime last month and wanted to pick that one up, but I was stupid on the last Kino sale, did not pick it up. So they were offering the sequel though, and definitely wanted to check it out because it is amazing. But the movie I'm talking about is The 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat. And the first film is insane. So many strange elements and taboo moments in the film. And this one looks like it is just right up the alley of that same film. Really, really cool, surreal, vivid, violent, sadistic. What other descriptions can I make of this one? It's very voyeuristic. There's so many different weird, shady elements of the first film that I'm noticing is probably trickling over into the sequel. The director of it is none other than, I always get his name mixed up with another. Wait, maybe he didn't direct this one. This one was directed by Robert Taylor. I believe the first one was, what's his face? I can't see. I'm gonna get it mixed up if I say it out loud. Damn it, it's not on here. Ralph Bakshi. I believe this is Ralph Bakshi. I always get Bakshi mixed up with the other people that did the animated Lord of the Rings stuff. I don't know why, it's just in my brain programmed that way, but I believe Ralph Bakshi is responsible for bringing the first Fritz the Cat to cinemas. Doesn't say anything really about him in this one, so I don't know how that carries over because it's the same animation styles, probably the same production team. But either way, fun film. First one's fun. Second one, don't know, but I'm willing to bet it is just as batshit crazy, and really looking forward to checking it out. But yeah, The 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat, and first time in the collection, and unfortunately, I have not seen the second one. So, looking forward to checking that one out because I really loved the original. But let's move it on to some kick-ass martial arts action flair with two really awesome actors in the film. Well, there's probably more, but I mean, I just love these two people. It's a force of one, Chuck Norris, with, of course, Chuck Norris in the lead role, and then there's also a Jennifer O'Neill, who is one of my favorite actresses, who's been in Lucio Fulci's The Psychic, and also David Cronenberg's Scanners, and of course other films, but those are the two favorites of mine of her performances. Really awesome actress, extremely beautiful, talented, and Chuck Norris looks like he's going to be kicking all kinds of ass with that awesome looking stash. I actually haven't seen this one. I've had it on my Amazon Prime list for a long time, but I keep holding off on it. But now that I bought it, I'm figured, hey, I'll check it out and see what it is all about. Because the trailer looks badass and just a whole bunch of fun. Looks like he's infiltrating a ninja clan that has like gladiatorial fights and stuff like that. And it just looks cool. And of course, I think it's from the 70s, so we got that late 70s style in there with Chuck Norris kicking all kinds of ass and just fun stuff. But I have not seen it, so I don't know. I don't know how it slipped through the cracks, but it did. But a lot of films have, because I'm kind of overwhelmed with films and just being able to have time to see them all. But let's move it on to an interesting black and white horror film with a little bit of science fiction splashed in there. It is The Ape with Boris Karloff. And I have not seen this one either, which I should have probably watched this one in October because I was on a black and white classic horror movie kick. But I'm always in the mood for that, so it doesn't really matter when I watch it. But do not know much about this. Looks like an ape just going ape shit crazy. And how could you go wrong? And especially got Boris Karloff in there, which I've loved every single one of his performances, even in some of the films that are considered trash, I guess, that he was in. But I think he does an amazing job in every single performance he's done. But The Ape, I don't really have much to say about this one. This one is from 1940, so the dawning of the 40s came The Ape. But nothing to say. We got 3 more to go. Wait a second. I got this mixed up. A Force of One, I do not know anything about this. I think he infiltrates a ninja organization in another movie that's in the pile. So, I don't know what A Force of One is. Who the hell knows? But next up is a Peplum film, which I haven't really watched many of them in a long time. I've watched a bunch years and years ago when I was really into it, kind of expanding my genres, and really fell in love with the whole Peplum scene, the Italian kind of sword and sandals films. And I'm always collecting them here and there, but I haven't watched any recently, so I'm going to have to get right back into that. But this one looked like it was badass. Has Gordon Scott in it, who is a really, really charismatic actor and performer who's been in a bunch of Euro spies that I own. But this movie is Samson and the 7 Miracles of the World. I think I read that right backwards. Yes, Samson and the 7 Miracles of the World. And this one looks like it is one hell of a fun production. Got some nice looking photography there. And don't really know much about it other than it's a Peplum and looks pretty badass. But cool stuff. And like I said, Gordon Scott is I'm assuming he's Samson. And it looks like he's got to go through some trials, like most of these kind of these films. But yeah, really want to watch this one soon because love the Peplum films and kind of the scope and epicness of them. And sadly, they're kind of a lost genre that not a lot of people really appreciate anymore, but I do. So first time in the collection, never watched it before, so there's that. But this movie haul is very random. This movie I watched recently on a Monday movie night with the crew. I don't even know how you would categorize it. It's a horror movie, but there's horrific parts in it, but it's very weird. Very weird. The movie is Link, the killer ape film with Elizabeth Shue. And Terrence Stamp, of course. But Elizabeth Shue is pretty much the main character in the movie. And it's pretty much, she's a student at a college, I think it's in England, and her professor studies primates, and he's got a bunch of monkeys on his like secluded estate, and she decides to take up his offer to be his assistant for the summer. And so she stays at his place, and one of the apes just starts going ape shit and killing the other apes, and like setting up other apes and killing other people. Like delivery people show up, and Elizabeth Shue pretty much just has to survive and try to find a way out of this situation where a crazy ape has gone nuts. And the funny thing is, the ape is just this old butler ape in a like tuxedo, and he's just like I guess he just gets too old and goes crazy and just starts freaking out. It's a weird movie, but it's actually really entertaining. I didn't think I was gonna be as entertained with it as much as I was, and they do a good job with the animals, making them seem like they are out of their mind. Like, look at that crazy orangutan up there. But yep, that's Link. Really cool film. 1986 this one came out, and interesting. It's damn interesting, at least for that. And it was fun watching it with a group of people, even though it's not like as over the top as you would think. It's very straight-laced and straightforward on its story and the horror elements, and it's hard to describe. Very different. It's not schlocky at all. But that's Link. That's Link for you. That Link. But last, but definitely not least, is a movie that I confused with the other Chuck Norris movie. This one is The Octagon. And this one I've not seen either, but it looks totally badass. And like I said, he infiltrates like a ninja organization where they have like a gladiatorial kind of combatant event, and he kind of enrolls into it. But it's got Chuck Norris in it and Lee Van Cleef. I almost said Van Lee Cleef. Lee Van Cleef in it, of spaghetti western kind of fame, and he crops up here and there in other different movies. But yeah, this one looks pretty cool. And this one came out in 1980, the year I was born, so it's got to be badass. But yeah, don't really know much else to say about it because I haven't seen it, admittedly. But from the trailer, it looked all kinds of fun, and I'm always down for a 80s ninja movie, and this one looks like it's right in the heyday of those flicks. So The Octagon, hell yeah. Chuck Norris, he still got that stash, so can't go wrong. But yeah, first time in the collection for every single one of these movies. Oh, which is, I mean, it's kind of rare, but yeah, whole shitload. Chuck Norris, man. But yeah, that is it for this video. Went through a lot. We are at like 22 minutes right now, so I don't want to waste any more of your time. Hope you like that one. Hope you like what I'm doing here. I know I don't post a lot. It's just YouTube has broken me. The algorithm, I'm stuck in limbo. I haven't gained subscribers in like almost 2 years now, and it's just kind of like I just do it for fun, and sometimes I don't have the motivation to put videos out if I'm not feeling like inspired, or I don't know, it's hard to describe. But somebody left a comment asking like, did I run out of videos to review or movies to review, like in the video review format? And hell no, there's almost too many to review, but just haven't, I don't know. I don't like playing YouTube's games. I feel like I'm a pawn in their little scheme, so I just kind of lost the desire to. But it doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it, but I just go at my own pace. And like I said, I'm writing a book, so a lot of my time is spent doing that. And hell, I have so many interests outside of movies that it's hard to keep everything kind of focused. But yeah, that's it for me. I'm just rambling at this point. So hope you guys like that one. Hope you like what I'm doing here. If you like what I'm doing, and you have time, leave a comment, because I love hearing from you guys. And I'll see you the next time I'm in front of a camera talking about movies. So take care, stay out of trouble, and I will see you later. See ya.